We are back with a pretty incredible story. Chris Norton was paralyzed in a football accident back in 2010, but just 4 years later, he was able to walk at his college graduation with the help of his fiancée. They shared that moment on Fox and Friends back in 2015. Take a look.
Now, after my graduation walk, I guess do a walk for our wedding.
So that goal has now become a reality. Last week, after exchanging their vows, Chris and Emily Norton walked down a 7-yard aisle together as newlyweds. 7 yards for the 7 years since his accident. So joining us now to share their inspirational story, Chris and Emily Norton. And of course, their story will be issued in People magazine. But Chris and Emily, it is so great to have you with us this morning. Chris, congratulations on accomplishing that goal. How are you feeling?
Thank you. I feel so great. Just to know that I'm married to Emily is just amazing. So the 7 yards walk was just icing on the cake.
So the incident happened, the accident happened back in 2010. And Emily, you guys met online dating in 2013. A lot of people would say, Emily, this is someone that was told that he would have a 3% chance of feeling anything from his neck down. What about Chris inspired you that told you, you know what, I love him, this is someone I want to marry?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much about him that inspires me. He is the hardest worker I know. He's so determined, and it's incredible to think that back to that moment when we first met. And I think back, if I would have just made that split-second judgment that he's in a wheelchair, life's gonna be too hard, and I didn't see Chris for who he was, I would have missed out on the best thing that's ever happened to me. It just goes to show that it's so important to see people for who they are, because we are all facing challenges. I have challenges, you just can't see them. So it goes back to that of just spreading love and kindness and seeing people for who they are.
That's such a good point. This is a story about strength, but also, Chris, a story about love and what two people can accomplish together. Would you be where you are today if you had not met Emily?
Oh, absolutely not. Emily has been such a support to me. Like, she's literally been by my side ever since I met her. She's really carried me a long ways, and I'm the man I am today because of her and my faith in God. So I'm just unbelievably appreciative of her and what she's brought to my life. And with love, there's so much that it opens up the doors for the possibility of hope and miracles.
Chris, we're watching this video together of you walking down that aisle. It just gives you chills. I want to put it back up on the screen. I want to ask you, what is going through your mind in this moment as you're walking down that aisle and you have the woman you're about to marry holding you in her arms, and the first time you've been able to walk that far? What are you thinking in that moment?
I was unbelievably grateful. Like, I have Emily by my side. I'm thankful for my faith. And to know like how far I've come, I'll never forget that day, October 16th, 2010, laying face down, motionless. And to see where I'm at today is really special to me. So I'm just very grateful, and I focus on what I've been able to progress and the things I have in my life, the things I can do. It's so easy in life to focus on what you can't do or what you've lost. And for me, I've made a habit to focus on the good things in life. And I think that's a habit that we all can make for ourselves. So that moment was just so much gratitude.
Emily, I love what you said about we all have challenges. We all have things that we're dealing with in our own lives. They might just not be as visible like Chris's are. What advice do you have for all you've been through in the past few years of overcoming things, of inspiring yourself to keep going when life feels like you can't go on one more day?
Yeah, there are so many times when you might feel down and feel like this is the end. And I've had times where I felt broken and felt like there was no hope, and I know Chris has as well. And just from these last few years with Chris, I have learned so much that when you have God, when you work hard, when you just trust that you can take what you're going through and you can turn it into something so incredible that can reach so many people. Anything is possible when you can just think about it in those ways. I know I look at Chris and everything great that has come from his injury and something that felt like such a terrible thing at the moment for him. We are able to give back and do more than what we ever thought was possible because of those difficult times, and we're way better off because of it.
It is amazing what you two do. And you have fostered 5 kids on top of all of this. Chris, quickly before we go, do you have your next goal?
My next goal really is to share through my motivational speaking and through the 7 Yards documentary film that is being told about my stories, just share everything that went into from the worst day of my life back in 2010 all the way to the best day of my life last weekend on April 21st. So I'm really excited just to share those moments and those experiences and help other people overcome their adversity.
Chris, we are so proud of you. And Emily, you guys inspire all of us. Thank you for all that you do and for just reminding us to live life every single day. Chris and Emily, great to have you on this morning.
Thank you so much.
We
appreciate it.